So teaching in Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty damn hard nowadays. I remember when I was a kid, late 90s, yeah, the game was just so much simpler. Like your first turn was basically like set a monster, maybe set one or two trap cards and end your turn. That was like the standard opening move. Now it's, it's a little crazy now. And I do feel bad for the people who are really trying to learn this game because it just moves so fast and there's so much to consider with the extra deck specifically. You got fusions, you got synchros, you got exceeds, you got pendulums, you got links. It's just wow, it's just damn so much. Like the last person I taught Yu-Gi-Oh was my girlfriend. I started showing her a Blue Eyes deck, which I thought, you know what, a Blue Eyes deck, it's pretty simple to get the hang of it. So yeah, so that was the first one that I showed her. Right now, her favorite is Cyber Angels. Um, she just likes the ritual aspect, but I'm pretty sure she likes the artwork on the cards more, which did attract her in the first place. So I was cool with that. Like whatever, you know. As long as you like something, that's alright. But as a tip, if you yourself are trying to teach someone the game, don't don't go too advanced. You know what I'm saying? Like don't FTK them every game you play just because not only will they get uninterested in it, but if they don't learn nothing, then they're gonna be like, well, whatever, the game just isn't fun. Because the game is fun. Even nowadays, how fast the game is still enjoyable. Like I still like it. I still play it. I still buy those sets, those boxes, those random things that come out every 2 or 3 weeks, which is pretty crazy. Which that should probably be another video entirely on its own. But ease them in again. You know what I'm saying? Like ease them in. Like don't show them everything at once. I've heard some people showing people like the meta game. Just they show them the top decks and they're ready to go, which is one way to go about the game. That's true, but I feel like those players that just learn the game like under a year ago, when they come across like this old school deck that had a certain theme to it, they might get look confused, or there might be like an old card that's really good or on the ban list or whatever, and it pops up. Yeah, they have no idea what that is. That they have no idea. So yeah, so also for them, the struggle is real because I can understand. I can understand for new players it's hard. Like again, like I said before, for people that started playing when this game came out like 20 years ago, I guess it was 20 years ago. Yeah, so like we basically evolved with the game. Like every time there was a change, every time they introduced a new deck, every time they introduced a new summoning mechanic, I still think the hype of Yu-Gi-Oh, in my personal opinion, was when Synchros came out. I just love that time of Yu-Gi-Oh. I just like how these synchro monsters just kind of changed the game for me. And yeah, that's when the change started coming along. People might argue that Exceeds, when they came out, that changed the metagame. Which yeah, you know what? That's debatable. That is somewhat true. I do believe that. But but players that played this game 20 years ago and still playing today, we have that advantage because again, every time there's a change, we followed with the change. And to new people, well, they weren't there with the changes. So they must basically absorb 20 years of information. Like, well, I don't know how long it takes for someone to actually learn this game, but they gotta process through all that in their head and make their right judgment calls and choices on what they want to play and also on what they want to invest in. Because yes, because I'm assuming prices is also gonna be a new thing for them because they won't know exactly how much it's worth, how much this card is, how good it is, and stuff like that. Also, they might not understand how card interaction works. Yes, they might read a card and fully understand what it does, but they might not know how this card affects another card, or some rulings that have that. Like for example, I know the card Inspector Border, when that first came out. Yeah, it's a pretty mouthful when you read it. Like I myself had to read it a few times before I fully understood it, and it's crazy how it is. Like yes, I get it now. Like I get now how it works. It's just that I cannot tell for a new player. They gotta read it like probably like 10 times just for them to grasp exactly what it does. And yes, and there's still many cards coming out. I know there's a new set coming out in May, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's just there's just a lot. There's just a lot for new players learning the game to grasp. It's just so much stuff. But there is a way to do it. There is a way to do it. I know most guys like to show the girlfriend the game, which sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. I mean, first off, the girlfriend needs to be interested in the game and not just play it only because she's with you, because that's entirely different. That's not gonna work. And don't get me started about showing the game to a child, because to a child, like they might do like they might understand the simple concept of the game, normal summon, battle phase, things like that. But into those more complex combos, or what to do after your effect is negated, yeah, that's something entirely different. Just entirely different. It's rough, but it's possible, man, because in this game we do want more players. I mean, I believe our player base is strong as is right now, but some more players and having people more invested in the game and more interested in the game would help the game itself just not move forward, but to actually grow and expand, because that's actually what we want. So if you yourself are trying to show something in the game, but you're a complete dick, well, guess what? That person you're trying to show, I mean, they just don't want to play anymore. They just don't want to play anymore. Screw this children's card game. I'm not gonna mess with it or nothing like that. But it's possible. Like again, when you show someone, start them slow. Ease them into it. Show them something simple, and then from there, explain how things work. Like my girlfriend, I don't think she fully understands how pendulums work yet. How when they die, when they get sent from the field to graveyard, they go face up to the extra deck and can be pendulum summoned through the scales that each pendulum card has, and things like that. And then when there's something like that, they go to the extra monster zone, not to a main monster zone. Monster spells in one. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure she understands how links work. Just pendulums is still like the fuzzy area that I still gotta show her exactly how it works. Like, still, my favorite pendulum deck is still Dynamis. Like, I just like Dynamis. Like, when it came out, I was like, wow, this deck is good. I like it. I like it a lot. But that's still one thing that I know she needs to work on to fully understand how the mechanic works and things like that. And I know there are some rulings that people learn the game, and still people still playing this game till now still don't fully understand. But that's just the whole idea of learning the game. It's just the more you play, the more you'll see, and the more you'll understand. It takes time, man. Like, it just takes time. No one wakes up and becomes a pro on day one learning this game. And if you do, man, you must be some kind of genius, because this game's complex as is. Like have you seen some of this stuff that Konami has thrown at us? Like, and rulings that even judges don't know. It's pretty crazy how this game is nowadays. It's pretty crazy.